If you guys are looking for a place to get some reliable Ultimate Team coins, be sure to check the link in the description below to cointraders.co and use code LEGACY for 5% off of your purchase. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a little Columbus Blue Jackets franchise mode sim. As a lot of us know by now, there was a lot of trades at the trade deadline this year, and a lot of them featured the Columbus Blue Jackets trading away future draft picks. It seemed like every time I was looking at Blue Jackets, we're tossing another team a draft pick. So what we are going to do is we're going to sim up all the way to the trade deadline, and then once we get to the trade deadline, we're going to make those trades the Blue Jackets made at the trade deadline. We'll update the rosters, and then we will finish out the sim for the rest of the season from that point on and see if they can indeed make the playoffs and win the Stanley Cup. But first of all, let's go and take a peek at the lines real quick. Dubois, you got to go on the first line there, buddy. Sorry, we're in. Yeah, it looks good enough. Sure, not pretty sure that goes there, but whatever. It's fine. It's fine. We'll do what EA wants to do, but Dubois goes on first line. It'll pair him. And, you know, the defense, Jones, Wierenski, Murray, Nudavara, Savard, and Harrington, of course. Murray, you know, he was healthy at the beginning of the season, so he's got that going for him. Goaltending, Korpisalo, Bobrovsky. We've got to update that later as well. I just want to show you guys the rosters were as they were when the season started. And now we can go ahead and take care of business and sim all the way up to the trade deadline. Once we get that taken care of, we will come back here and we will start making our remaining trades. All right, so we have ourselves simmed up pretty well to the trade deadline. And I just noticed it's on the wrong day. Huh, how about that? Trade deadline is the 25th. They got on 26th. I did not notice that. Maybe they just consider because, you know, 3 p.m. they let you work on a day on Xbox. I understand. That makes sense. PlayStation, whatever. So we're going to go ahead. Oh, look at Panarin. 61. Oh, games played. Sad times. Wow. 41 points out of Panarin. I thought that was a 61-pointer. Unfortunately, he's underperforming. But we're 32 and 21 right now. So we're not doing terrible. We are not going to show where we are in the standings. Just scrolling over. Second place. Not bad. So we're going to go and make these trades now. Make the roster moves that need to be made. I will go out there and say it. I did go out there and put Connor McDavid on the team before the season started just because I wanted to go out there and make sure I had some draft picks to work with and make sure I got these players because I know EA can be kind of difficult with making trades. Funny story, though, and I had to tell you about it, is I took McDavid. I offered McDavid to the Edmonton Oilers, right? And I wanted 2 first-round draft picks. Only 2 first-round draft picks for McDavid. They said no. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I can get a first in 2 seconds. They said no. I was like, really? Really? You didn't want Connor McDavid for a first-round draft pick in a second? I'm pretty sure there's teams that would give up 3 first-round draft picks. That kind of blew my mind when I seen that. But going to Matt Duchene, we're going to have to, like I said, we're going to have to give up quite a bit to get Duchene. I'm going to assume this first-round draft pick. And maybe the Blue Jackets don't even have any trade value in their draft picks, so that could be a tough one. Keep having the skater organization problems here, though. Send Abramov over there, make sure we're overpaying to get done what we need to get done. Trade, yep, perfect. It's just what we needed. Go ahead and try to grab the Dzingle real quick. They are like, yeah, we'll take Sonny Milano. Keep in mind, we're only doing this for the 1 year. That's why I'm just like, oh, we'll just throw whoever we got to throw out there to get rid of who we need to get rid of, to grab who we need to grab. We're going to grab the Devils goalie and Keith Kincaid we traded for. Blue Jackets gave up a 5th-round draft pick. I can't imagine there is a chance at all the EA is going to allow us to give up a 5th-round draft pick for him because, once again, when you look at trade value and stuff, draft picks, especially the 5th round, hold hardly anything. I mean, it looks like they don't want a first-round draft pick for Keith Kincaid the way it looks, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. But the Blue Jackets draft pick doesn't hold a lot of value, so that does make sense at the same time. How do we keep having skater organization problems? I could have swore we was even. That's why we didn't go 2 for 1 or anything. Oh, I got to give them a goalie. Of course, we got to give them a goalie back here. You can have this goalie. That trade they're not going to accept, but we'll send it. They definitely did reject. They're going to have to throw on a couple of seconds. I'm telling you, EA would be a brilliant GM. If EA can pull these trades off in real life that they ask for, oh my goodness, they would be absolutely stacked. The Devils got a 5th. EA wants a 2nd and a 3rd for Kincaid. Like, they're just working us over right now. And then last but not least, we have to go to the Rangers, and we have to grab McQuaid. I am very curious to see what McQuaid's trade value is at in this game. It is way down there, an 80 overall, a little low, not too bad. So something we should be able to work with the way it looks, I would have to assume. I'm also going to have to assume I have to throw them on another skater. We're going to be over the 50-player limit, so we might as well throw them once again. I don't know. Carlson, here you go. Overpaying for McQuaid. You love to see it. It's just for 1 year. There you go, New York. Assistant coach, best lines. Now let's go check out the lines. That is everybody, right? There's 4 trades. I don't think I'm missing anybody. The 2 with Ottawa, the Rangers, unless there was one earlier in the year. But other than that, we should be good. Holy disrespect, they got the Dzingle in the AHL. All right. I like it. Bold strategy. Alrighty, so here is what our lines are looking like now. We have Dubois, we have Atkinson, Panarin, Dzingle, I'm going to keep duchene with the dzingle right now. I'm assuming it could possibly very easily be changed in a matter of hours after this video is made, to be quite honest. But right now, that's what we're going to stick with. And then as far as defense is concerned, we have Werenski, we have Jones, we have Nudavaro, we have Murray, we have McQuaid, and then we have David Savard. And then obviously at goaltending, I'm assuming, yes, we have Keith Kincaid as a backup and Bobrovsky. So Kincaid does have a little bit of a higher overall than Korpisalo in the game, so it did definitely help out in the backup goaltender department there. We have 32-21. We have about 20 games left in the season. Is that about how many you have left at the trade deadline? I want to say I've seen teams with about 64 games played. Is that about right? About 64? I know the Tampa Bay Lightning had like 98 points already going into the trade deadline. And apparently there's, you know, one of the teams that needed to be buyers at the trade deadline because, you know, their team ain't stacked or anything like that. So there was that going. I was like, oh, interesting. If the Tampa Bay Lightning have needs at the trade deadline with 98 points, poor the rest of the league. Good for Tampa, though. I mean, hey, you make your team better, why not? In Tampa's defense, you'd have to feel like if we don't win a Stanley Cup this year, oh, best chance they're going to have. I mean, it's not like Kucherov's going anywhere anytime soon, but the way they've been playing, pretty nice season. The Blue Jackets, though, were struggling. 37-28, 38-28. All we have to do is make playoffs, but wow, we have 10 overtime losses. If we don't make playoffs, it has a lot to do with those 10 overtime losses. 40 and 30, we are on the brink. We have to be on the brink. I don't think we made playoffs. We had 92 points. Here's the big question. Did we make playoffs? We did. We barely squeaked into playoffs. Look at this. The New York Islanders actually look like they have a pretty high seed, too. Impressive. EA wasn't counting the Islanders out. Oh, they weren't counting us out. We just had a weak division. 92 points. Second in the division. Third was the Islanders. Fourth was the Penguins as far as the entire league goes. The Capitals had the most points in the league, 110. San Jose had 105 points. The Minnesota Wild had 103. Lightning only 101. Probably not as high as they was really expecting and not near as high as they're going to have in real life. Pending they don't lose every single game to end the season except for one and have an overtime loss. Which is possible, but that is crazy. Is that not nuts to think about? We're at the trade deadline and they are literally 1 win, 2 regulation wins away from having over 100 points, which is a playoff berth every day of the week. Hats off to Tampa Bay. 78 points for Duchene. Dzingle did really well. Good to see out of Dzingle. I hope he does it. I am very, very hopeful Dzingle can put out for us. Play very well. 59 points out of Panarin. Atkinson only had 46. Not really what we wanted to see out of those guys. The ball had 45 and a -4. You really don't want to see your first line get a minus either. That's not something I'm really looking forward to there, pals. Let's see how Keith Kincaid... Actually, how did McQuaid do for us? I just scrolled right over his name, I'm assuming. McQuaid, how did you do, pal? You didn't play with us all season. Still finished with a plus-minus of 0, so not terrible. 2 goals, 6 assists, getting those third-line minutes out there. 83 games played because he played with the Rangers. I was about to say how'd that happen. I remember, of course, played with the Rangers as well. 35 and 24 for Bobrovsky, a .930 save percentage. That is the Bobrovsky we need to see in playoffs. Hopefully we get it. 17 and 27 out of Keith Kincaid, 906, 2.83. Not a bad season, considering he did play most of that with the New Jersey Devils. Let's go ahead and get the playoffs going now. We are the home team. Home ice advantage. Only 92-point season. It was not a strong one, but regardless, we did what we needed to do to get home ice for the first round. And we're going to go ahead and pick up a 5-2 win in the first game, a 5-2 loss in the second game. We're going into New York. Series is split 1 apiece. In New York, a little tougher to play, obviously, on the road, but I think we can handle it. Apparently, we can't, though, because we're down 2-1 in the series after we lost that game 3-2. One more in New York. Can we take one in New York, split the series 2-2 going back home? It looks like we can. Just what we needed to do. Going into game number 5 back at home against the Islanders is again a loss. It's a series that is going back and forth, back and forth. We have to win in New York if we want to continue our playoff hopes. Or once again, it is going to be a Columbus Blue Jackets a first round exit, which is something I think as Blue Jackets fans fear quite dramatically right now because of the fact that we have no future draft picks. And we're down 1-0 going into the third. Eberle burying the biscuit. I'm scared. Please, EA, be wrong. Because if we lose this game and we get bounced in the first round, it's crazy because this is a really likely matchup. I mean, the Islanders are in first right now. There's a goal by the Blue Jackets, but the Islanders are in first right now, and the Blue Jackets aren't too far behind. We could easily see this in the playoffs. Anything but Blue Jackets Penguins, please. That seems to scare me every time. Wenberg with the goal. Nice to see out of the air, Wenny Bergie, pal. 1-1, 2-1. Blue Jackets taking the lead. Josh Anderson with the goal. Very nice work by Josh Anderson. We just have to hold them off for 5 minutes. And we're going to take this bad boy to a Game 7. Going back in Columbus. That is the first time a Game 7 was held in Columbus, if I'm not mistaken as well. If it were to happen, here we go. Big money, no whammies. Game 7 in Columbus. It's been a defensive struggle so far. No goals in the first once again. See if we get into the second. It's a Blue Jacket goal in the second period, taking the lead. Pierre-Luc Desbois putting a biscuit in the back of the net. And it's a power play for the Islanders. That's not something we need, fellas. We're trying to win this game. Please kill. Oh, big save. Big save. Sergei Bobrovsky right in front of the net. They need to continue to hold off the Islanders. And they're not going to. They're going to put a puck in the back of the net. He makes that big save. And then he gets sniz-daddied from the red line by Josh Bailey. Not something I'm looking for. Another power play for the New York Islanders. It is not looking good. Columbus, stay off the power play or penalty kill. We don't even have a shot this period. There we go. I had to bring it up. We had a shot. It took 8 minutes to get our first shot. They're coming in bunches now, though. Power play Blue Jackets. Can something come about it? Nothing can come about it. That's unfortunate. We only have about 8 minutes left in the game. It is a 1-1 game. The Blue Jackets need to put the pressure on. And it is not the Blue Jackets putting the pressure on. It is the New York Islanders with the goal. It is Leo Komarov. Blue Jackets need a goal back. 3 minutes left. I don't like it. I'm a little bit intimidated right now. I am not going to lie. We need one goal. We have 3 minutes to do it, and there is a goal and game sealer by the New York Islanders. The Blue Jackets are going to trade away every draft pick they own for the next 3 years, 2 years, and still get bounced in the first round. And no, I'm not serious when I say every single pick, but, you know, the top picks. What are we losing? 2 firsts, 2 seconds. If we sign Duchene, but I guess if you sign Duchene, though, you can't really complain about losing a first. You're getting a first-round draft pick and or better, you know, guaranteed first-round draft pick in Duchene. But that's unfortunate. The Blue Jackets couldn't do it. All right, here we go. The Stanley Cup champion is the Tampa Bay Lightning, as we expected. It was a big, big year out of the Lightning. Not in the game, but in real life. But they still went ahead, took care of business, won a Stanley Cup. As for this video, though, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.